Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lefty from 643 Productions coming at you here with a Call of Duty Black Ops Ground War Domination Sniping gameplay commentary. Here I am on the map WMD doing some work again with the Gold L96A1 sniper rifle. And I got the little Ducky Quack Clan logo on there. Everybody loves that. That has quite possibly been the most universally accepted and loved thing that I've ever done in this YouTube community. It's really weird because whenever somebody sees the Game Boy with the duck on it, everybody goes nuts. Whether they hate me, whether they love what I do, whether they know what I do, you know, that I'm a YouTube personality, or they don't know, they love the duck. They love the Game Boy duck. And so that is probably my crowning achievement in YouTube up until this point in terms of doing something that everybody likes. It's been that Game Boy duck. But again, Ground War live capped it because Ground War games don't get saved into theater mode on Call of Duty Black Ops. But I want to talk with you guys a little bit about Black Ops 2 because, you know, everybody's up in arms right now about Robert Bowling resigning from Infinity Ward and Activision, and maybe he's trolling, maybe it's an early April Fool's joke, I don't know. We'll get into that later. I can assure you that if I think about it some more and I research it some more and there's rumors that it is, I'll be doing a video on it to let you guys know and to cover my own ass so I don't look like that much of an asshat. But I had a question when I came back to Black Ops for a little bit, just playing around, just screwing around. You know, I got into COD 4 a little bit. You guys saw that, and you also saw some Return to Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2 and stuff like that. So I was playing Black Ops, and I was thinking to myself, you know, I'm 15th prestige, level 50, and I was looking, I was like, I looked at other people that I was playing against, and surprisingly, not many of them are 15th level 50, which I guess is kind of logical when you think about it and break it down, because most of those people are hardcore players, and they've moved on to Modern Warfare 3, but I looked at a lot of people, and I saw somebody in a kill cam that got me had Marathon, and they didn't have Marathon Pro, or somebody had Flak Jacket. It was either Marathon or Flak Jacket, and I remember I was like, oh man, that's going to be tough. You're going to be having to get that perk pro, and that's going to be a pain in the ass. I remember specifically, too, I saw somebody else with TAC mask on, and they had the base tactical mask perk and not TAC mask pro, and they were throwing out Nova Gas, and in another game, I was still in the same lobby, they were throwing out flash grenades. Like, oh, man, that's a pain in the ass. And so I'm wondering, you know, that got me thinking because in Black Ops, obviously, in order to unlock the pro variants of some perks, not all, but some perks, you had to play different game modes as well as perform different tasks. Like, Sleight of Hand was pretty easy to get. You had to get the, I think it was 25 or 35, some number of kills aiming down sights, and then you had to get a certain number of kills also by injuring somebody and then reloading or killing somebody right after reloading. I forget what it was. But again, it was native to the perk. You really did. It was just, you know, you used the perk and eventually you got Sleight of Hand Pro. But others, like Marathon, like Lightweight, you had to do some pretty crazy things. I remember Flak Jacket, you had to get Demolition Plants, not Demolition Diffuses, or maybe it was Demolition Diffuses, which would suck even more. I'm pretty sure it was Demolition Diffuses now that I think about it. God, it's been such a long time since I played the game. I apologize. I don't remember these things off the very top of my head. So somebody else set me straight in the comments. I appreciate it. Don't be too hateful. Again, please understand that I'm trying to cover multiple Call of Duty games here, and it's difficult to keep everything straight. But you had to do all these things, not only that were native to the perk, but for some perks, you had to play entirely different game modes. Like Lightweight, I know for sure you had to play Capture the Flag, and you had to get 10 flag captures. Not just play Capture the Flag for a certain amount of time, but you had to capture the flag in Capture the Flag, and you had to do it a certain number of times before you completed that assignment for Lightweight Pro, and there was no other way to do it. And I'm thinking, you know, I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how I even feel about it, and so I have to ask you guys, how did you feel about it? Because the reason I'm asking all this is because if that were to return in Black Ops 2, if in Black Ops 2 the perk system was pretty much the exact same, I know David Vonderhaar was waxing poetic about the idea of removing pro perks entirely from Black Ops and from future Call of Duty games. He tends to do that a lot in terms of just being philosophical on Twitter about balance issues, which actually I kind of like. And I like David Vonderhaar. David, please unblock me from Twitter and let's talk, and I'll buy you a beer and stuff. But I was wondering if that returned in Call of Duty Black Ops. Okay, so or Black Ops 2. Let's assume that in Black Ops 2 there are pro perks, that David Vonderhaar doesn't get his wish, or doesn't decide to go with a complete lack of pro perks in all aspects. Do you guys like that you had to kind of explore different game modes in order to unlock pro perks or pro variants of perks? Because I thought about it like this, right? Because when I was getting Flakjack and you had to get the demo objective play, we're just going to call it objective play because I don't know if it was plants or diffuses, but you had to play the objective in demo. And initially I was like, oh man, I don't want to play demo. I don't want to play the objective. You know, I don't want to camp my ass off by the objective in demo, you know, for a week straight just to hope that I get enough to satisfy the requirement for Flak Jacket Pro. And I didn't want to do it, and especially lightweight. Lightweight, I reserved specifically. I stopped myself from falling in love with lightweight and wanting to get lightweight pro until I was 15th prestige because I didn't want to play capture the flag anymore. I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait until I'm 15th prestige, then I'm going to get lightweight pro so I don't ever have to play capture the flag again, because I hated capture the flag. It was just a personal preference. But my thinking was like this: if in Black Ops 2, if that returned, would you guys enjoy that? Is that something that I'm a different kind of way on it, that most people actually enjoyed having to navigate through different game modes in order to unlock the full experience of all the perks? Is that something that a lot of people were like, you know what, yeah, that it sucked initially. You know, it sucked to try to have to figure out which game modes to play and learn all the different game modes, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like an adventure, and it's more rewarding once you get the final pro perk or the pro perk after playing the game mode that you don't normally play, and so it's kind of worth it in the end. And so I want to know if you guys would think it's worth it. Personally, even though I hated it, even though I didn't like it, especially lightweight, ooh, I hated playing capture the flag for lightweight, I think it would be kind of cool to have that return, because still, I think of it the same way. At the end of the day, it was kind of an adventure, and it was definitely very, it was rewarding in that sense. And so I don't call specifically for its return, but I wouldn't cry. I wouldn't bemoan the fact that it was there if it was indeed to return to Black Ops 2. And so I want to get your guys, I want to gauge your opinions on that. What do you think? Did you like that aspect? Did you like having to explore the different game modes in order to unlock pro perks in Call of Duty Black Ops? And if so, what would you think about that return, the return of that mechanic to Black Ops 2. Though personally, if I can add this caveat real quick, I would like for the option to do a couple of different things. Maybe not, you know, make it a few different game modes instead of one. Like for instance, Flak Jacket. Get a few different diffuses. You know, get 10 diffuses or 10 objective plays in Demolition, or 5 objective plays in Search and Destroy, and they both count as the same kind of thing. Give people options, but kind of force them down a path. You know, just kind of turn them in the right direction of the path, but don't force them down it, if you know what I mean. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. But anyway, guys, that's my time. I got to get out of here. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. I am out.